So the president of Argentina has supposedly been charged with fraud by lawmakers for promoting the token Libra. In today's video, we'll be discussing exactly that, going over what happened in the CoffeeZilla interview, and we'll also be taking a look at some of the repercussions as it pertains to Solana and the entire ecosystem. Also, we'll be touching base on Ethereum and how this impacts the rest of the altcoin market. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Let's jump right into the video. So here's the best summary I could find if you don't want to go ahead and watch the entire interview, although I would recommend that you do watch it, maybe on 2x speed. This is exactly what happened. So basically, CoffeeZilla interviewed a guy named Hayden who's known for launching these kinds of projects in the past. And what came out of it was exactly this. In the interview, Hayden essentially said that you shouldn't invest in meme coins, it's foolish, but in the same breath, he says that he bought millions worth of their own launches. So he's essentially the one running the casino, and he's telling people to not gamble. Go figure. Then he openly admitted to selling coins to control snipers, and he says that he wanted to buy them back when more people were to promote it. Translation, he dumps his coins on regular buyers, creates more hype, then he does it again. This is literally the definition of a pump and dump, and he openly admitted this on video with CoffeeZilla. The most shocking part, he thinks it's completely fine to snipe coins from side wallets. Imagine a poker dealing themselves the best cards and then saying, what's the problem? Then we got a little bit of insight on the Melania token, and yes, he was involved. He claims he didn't make profit on it because he didn't add single-sided liquidity, but then he admits he sold tokens anyways. What's the difference, as Dan puts it here? The craziest part, he straight up admits crypto is a zero-sum game, yet he planned these exact token launches. Why would he create more games where people lose their money? Then he had a master plan for how to solve this whole Libra situation. He said he'll put $100 million in that he controls, push the price up to a $2 billion market cap, and then he claims that this will supposedly clear his image. And it's silly because this is essentially like doing another pump and dump to prove that you don't do pump and dumps. It gets even more wild. He says he needs to keep control of the $100 million that he has to protect himself, but also wants to use that same money to pump the price of Libra. Which one is it? Protecting or price pumping? Then to finish things off, he of course shuffles the responsibility. First, he says that he was in full control of the launch, and then he says it was all Kip's fault, meaning he pocketed millions. Classic move. He then drops some truth bombs across the entire interview. All meme coins are unregulated casinos. Regular people should stay away. It's all gambling. Then why are you making these tokens and taking people's money? I really like Dan's perspective here, so shout out to him on Twitter. But basically, if you want to watch the entire video and understand what happened, make sure to go watch CoffeeZilla's interview with Hayden himself. And then I just wanted to show you some very interesting footage that was extracted directly from the CoffeeZilla interview. Let's play it.
But I have to ask, because this is part of what my story is about. A lot of people have linked you to the Melania launch, and that is a big question on everyone's mind, mine especially, which is, were you part of the Melania launch, and was that sniped as well?
Look, I think that I told you beforehand before this started. I'm happy to share the truth, but you're asking a question that's it's just I'll answer, but it's factually going to put me into a lot of danger, which is fine. I'll answer. I was part of it. I think the team did want to snipe it because of how big the snipe was on Trump's. And we weren't we definitely weren't the big sniper. We were not that was what we were trying to avoid. We didn't make any, there was no money made from the Melania team on we didn't take any liquidity out. Zero.
Crazy stuff. And if we take a look at what Bubble Maps had to say, they launched essentially an investigation to see who created these tokens and how they were linked. But basically, here's the thread. As we know now, there was speculation around Melania and Libra being tied to the same team, but without solid proof. Until now, after analyzing cross-chain transfers and timing patterns, we're highly confident this is the case. It all started when they investigated sniper activity on Melania. One address stood out, and this is the one ending in P5TB4, which made $2.4 million by sniping Melania. But something else caught the attention here, and that is the fact that this wallet above sent all of the profits to a wallet which was linked to the creator of Melania. And so Bubble Maps here were able to connect it with the creator of Melania through funding transactions and cross-chain transfers. They're confident that it isn't a coincidence. This means that the creator of Melania or someone close to their team sniped their own launch, and then they kept a close eye on the address to track their activity. Weeks later, the same address was funding the creator of Libra, and yes, this is the same creator that cashed out $87 million around the Libra launch. To make things worse, that other wallet also sniped some Libra and made $6 million in profit using multiple side addresses funded by CCTP, which was also similar to the Melania case, as we can see here looking at the map. And I won't go through this entire thread, but the last part that I just want to share with you is that many token launches have been linked to the same wallet addresses, which most of them were clearly pump and dumps. Here are some of them: Trust, Casey, Vibes, and even the big one that a lot of people were talking about recently, Hood. This is absolutely crazy, and there should be repercussions for these kinds of people. And then continuing with the interview, there was even some very interesting things that came out of the Trump launch. You'll want to hear this.
Most amount of money was made.
Be educated. You kind of were like, hey, people should think about these things. What should they think about from your perspective? Like, what is going on the inside?
Yeah, I think the best one to look at, like from because I know like both money was raised and the most amount of money was made was on Trump. I think that's the best example, just being honest. Because you know that, right? You know that people were able to buy in at 500 million.
Yeah. Like people sniped that coin too, you mean?
No. Like before it launched at some private dinner, that they gave people special access to buying it at 500.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Who gave that? Who gave that?
But that was what I was told. Like there were people at some sort of crypto event in Washington D.C.
I don't know if that's true, but if that's true.
That is insane. So people got early access to the Trump token around a $500 million valuation. And as we know, it went to several tens of billions of dollars. And so this is another clear indicator that the insiders will always win, unfortunately. And to echo some thoughts here, the more you think about it, the funnier it gets. They launched a meme coin with the president's approval, sniped it, extracted 9 figures, killing the project in several hours, and within 24 hours admitted both sniping it and profiting 9 figures. There is zero level of self-preservation here, and there has to be some repercussions, especially after this most recent interview. And this is something that we've been discussing on the channel for a very long time, but basically it brings in a mental side that no one actually speaks about. Think about the impact that these launches have on the mind of an average, authentic trader who's just trying to make money. Maybe because these last few ones have rugged, you now have the mindset of not waiting to be rugged. So what does that do? It creates even more of a player v player mentality. Next time you'll be quick to get out because you don't want the same thing to happen again. And we've been seeing this over the course of the meme cycles. I spoke about this with Da Vinci when he came on my channel, but these cycles are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. As we saw, this pump to a $4.6 billion market cap before nuking around 98%. Now we have since recovered a little bit, and that's likely to do with the fact that people are trying to speculate on this. But as I shared in my previous video, I am currently shorting this token on Weeks. So if that interests you and you want to short this token to zero, as I anticipate it will be coming, make sure to sign up using the first link in my description. Weeks is one of the only exchanges that currently has the Libra token listed with leverage. And if you sign up with my link, you get $100 for free just for connecting your phone number to your account. And furthermore, if you are to deposit an additional $200 to your futures account, you also get an additional $100 for free. That's basically $200 for free just for trading. If you're a trader, don't miss this opportunity. The first link in my description down below. So what does this mean for the rest of the crypto market? Well, we can see that Bitcoin has been relatively unaffected. This is the 1-hour chart, and as we can see here, we've just been chopping around this same range for several days now, and Bitcoin doesn't really care what's happening to the meme coin industry. But what I will share is that previously, 2 weeks ago, we talked about the change in dynamics in the market and how I was fully expecting Ethereum to start outperforming Solana. Now, you might remember this video over here. Let's take a look at the Sol ETH chart. As we can see now, it's looking more and more likely that Solana has topped against Ethereum. We hit this resistance at the top of the range right around 0.077, and now we have come back down. Now the next levels of support that I'm looking at are marked in blue. This was addressed in yesterday's video. If we were to lose the $190 level for Solana, there would be a high likelihood that we would move much lower, and naturally this affects the meme coins that have been launching on Solana. Now this is where I'm fully expecting Ethereum to start outperforming Solana even more. We talked about it 2 weeks ago, and these kinds of meme coins launching, people getting rugged, is exactly what will suck liquidity out of the Solana ecosystem and go towards more established ecosystems where there are arguably less rugs. On the ETH Bitcoin chart, we can see that Ethereum is trying to move to the upside against Bitcoin. The main level that I'm looking at that will act as resistance, highly likely, is the 0.03 level. But since we tagged this low all the way down to 0.025, Ethereum Bitcoin has really started to move up. Now, this could be a very good sign for projects that are trying to build out real-world utility on the Ethereum ecosystem. But also what you should keep in mind here is that BNB has officially flipped Solana, as we can see on CoinMarketCap. And in my opinion, this is only the beginning of liquidity flowing out of the Solana ecosystem into other ones. And back to the Sol ETH chart. So if we are to break this level, the next level of support that I'm really looking at would be all the way down here to 0.055. And again, the reason why I'm measuring Solana against Ethereum is because you always want to decide if your altcoin is outperforming Ethereum, because I use Ethereum as the benchmark for the rest of the altcoin market. Now, the very interesting level that you're looking at here is if we are to break this higher low structure. If Solana against Ethereum drops all the way down here and we fail to hold this level, it could be a huge dump by Solana against Ethereum. So make sure to keep that in mind when you're trading these cryptos. And you might be thinking, why all the Solana hate? Well, first of all, these meme coins have been launching pretty much strictly on Solana, and it's really started to create this scammy narrative. But that's not the main reason why I'm a little bit more bearish on Solana compared to other ecosystems. One of them being, most importantly, we have the FTX estate unlocks on March 1st. And remember, this is the single biggest unlock, and it unlocks 9.75 million Solana. Keep in mind that these were big entities that purchased Solana. Galaxy purchased it at an average price of $64. They're currently sitting at about $3 billion in profit. Pantera purchased it at around $95. They're sitting in $1 billion in profit. And Figure purchased at around $102, currently sitting at $150 million in profit. So just something to consider, because they're definitely going to want to take profits on their Solana holdings. Then if we look a little bit further, in dollar figures, there's around $7.5 billion worth of SOL unlocks over the next 3 months, and it's the largest unlock in history by far. And there's this common misconception that they would be OTCing the Solana, but what do you think happens to the OTC buyers when they get that Solana? None of it gets locked up again. Remember that. That could cause a lot of sell pressure, just putting it out there. By the time this SOL unlocks, another $1 billion of SOL will be produced via inflation, and that will likely get dumped again. Keep that in mind. Don't get me wrong, Solana has brought a lot to the industry, and it's unfortunate to see how these meme coins are playing out and affecting everyone. And I still think that Solana will have a strong future, but with these unlocks coming and with all of these scam narratives looming around, I think that the attention will be shifted, at least in the short to medium term, to other ecosystems. So when you're making your trading decisions, please keep that in mind. And I found this tweet that exemplifies exactly what's happening, so I'd like to end the video on this. As we can see, Javier Milei launching the Libra token, complete dump. The Trump token, although it was a little bit of a slower dump, it still dumped significantly from the highs. And then we have Nayib Bukele, the president of El Salvador, making Bitcoin a legal tender in his country, and that's how you play the game, in my opinion. We will likely start to see this more and more across different countries, in my honest opinion. And it's just a shame what happened with other presidents, but ultimately the end goal is the Bitcoin standard, and I think that it will be a standard across the entire world. It might just take a little bit longer to get there as people try to extract as much value from the industry as we've been seeing in the most recent weeks. And that sums up today's video. A lot of insights came out of CoffeeZilla's video with Hayden, so I would highly recommend that you go and watch that. And as always, if you're looking to trade any of these shitcoins, in particular, as I've been doing, shorting the hell out of them, make sure to sign up to Weeks. It's the first link in my description down below. You also get that $100 bonus for connecting your phone number to your account, and you also get that additional $100 bonus for depositing $200 to your futures account. That can get you a nice head start in terms of trading. If you enjoy the content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. I'll see you in tomorrow's video.